All right, guys, we got a 2018 Equinox. The lady says, I just drove this thing and it feels like it just lost its gears and the engine revved up. It sounds like a transmission problem to me. This is the car right here. A really nice car, in good shape. It doesn't have a lot of miles. Let's get inside of it, see what's going on, scan it, drive it. You know how we do. Let's figure out how to fix this thing. Okay, it's a push button, so you hold them in and it brings all the computers to life so I can scan it. There it goes. Everything just woke up. You shut this door so you don't hear that road noise. Okay, scanning system, smart scan. I'll let it run through the scan and we'll see what codes we have. All right, it's finished scanning. Transmission control module MIL requested. Okay, so here it is. Pressure control solenoid valve stuck off. All right, that's probably what we're dealing with. So let me save this to my email. Okay, I have the codes saved. I'm going to clear them now. Okay, I just started it up. Let's take it for a little test drive. Okay, it won't even move out of its tracks. Let's see if it'll go forward. It'll go forward. But won't go in reverse. Well, that's interesting. How am I going to get this thing in the shop? How am I going to push this thing? I'm going to have to go get some help. All right, let's go see if my employee Daniel wants to help me. He's in here taking a transmission out of a Dodge Grand Caravan. I wish I would have filmed this car, and let me show you. Yeah, that's all the parts that got replaced. Okay, Daniel's gonna help me push the car. Say hi. Hello. Here we go. It's in neutral running now, so we can just push it. All right, we got it backed up. Go in drive. Okay, it goes in drive, but not reverse. Weird. So, yeah. Let's go into the troubleshooting bay. There we go. Oh yeah. Ecotech. Don't think there's a dipstick. Let me look underneath and see if I see a bunch of transmission fluid. If it's leaked out or something. Don't see no leaks. It'd be all wet everywhere. So more than likely it's got the right amount of trans fluid in it. Okay, we're in the transmission data stream. Just go to transmission data. I don't know, I'm just gonna select them all. So let's start it up. So let's go into reverse. So it's still not going into reverse. That's the shift sequence. So I'm not sure what these should say. But 5 does look low, but there's no reverse. When you're in reverse, you can see here, you should have low, low, high, high. Now on my scan tool, it just says 1, 2, 3, and I think this is 4 on the signals. But if you notice, when I go into reverse, we have high, 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 high. All of them are saying high. That is definitely a problem. We are losing pressure on one of these circuits. We're not getting pressure, so there's some kind of bleed off. I don't know exactly what's going on because I can't see inside the transmission. but if you look at the video, you can see that when we get a shift flare in reverse, they're all saying high, and we should have 2 lows and 2 highs. Definitely have an internal transmission loss of pressure or lack of pressure to one of these pressure switches. These are a good way to tell what's going on inside the engine, is to pull up this chart. They actually call it a mode switch logic. P2723, so P2723, automatic transmission. So let's see what the top repairs. Replace transmission. Holy crap, that stinks. Alright, pressure valve stuck off. Mechanical performance. Pressure control valve 5 is part of the control solenoid valve assembly, which has no serviceable components. Okay, that stinks. The pressure control solenoid valve regulates transmission fluid pressure to 1, 2, 3, 4 regulator. The TCM calculates gear ratio based on speed from the input shaft speed sensor and output shaft. The TCM compares the transmission gear ratio to the calculated gear ratio. Okay, telling you a condition for setting the code. TCM incorrect clutch gear ratio, shift flare 1, 2, 3. This condition must occur 3 times. So it's happened 3 times. Verify transmission fluid is correct. Maybe I should do a transmission fluid check. Start the engine, depress the brake pedal, shift through all the gears, wait 3 seconds, allow the engine to idle, raise the vehicle on a hoist with the engine running and park. While the vehicle is idling, remove the oil set plug there, oil level plug 1. If the oil is flowing at a steady stream, wait until it drips. Inspect the collar, all right. Okay, we're gonna pull this wheel off and we're gonna check the fluid level, and because you can get to the plug right behind the wheel. So let's do that real quick. Okay, right here is the bolt that we take out to check the level. I think it's 11 millimeter. Okay, so we should get a stream of fluid. We do. It's really black. Let me put it back on. Tighten it back. That means the fluid is full. You got a little string. You're supposed to let the transmission get to a certain degree, but we're just making sure it has transmission fluid in it. We're not really leveling it out. And this fluid, if you look at it, it's completely black. That's bad. And it's burnt up. If you could smell that. Look at this, Daniel. That is, yes. Look how thin it is too. It's the next day, and I got to thinking about this thing a little bit. I want to take this thing a step further. The last thing we checked was the fluid level and condition. Obviously, the condition's pretty bad, but I want to check the line pressure. Yes, you're supposed to put new fluid in it and do that before you check the line pressure, but I just want to see if I see anything obvious. So what I did, we're going to check the line pressure with a manual gauge, and we're going to compare it to what the service information says and see if we are in spec. I mean, this thing has no reverse at all. This is a good test to do just to give you an idea of what is going on. So I'll show you my setup, how I connected the line pressure gauge up. It was a little bit of a pain, but it's not too bad. And we'll compare it to a chart. But I'm going to go through service information with you, give you a step-by-step of how to do that. It's not a really big deal, but here's my setup. So the line pressure port is right down here on top of the transmission. If you look down straight from this area, you can see it. Now I did have to pull the computer out, the ECM, the engine control unit. You just pop these tabs right here and it pops out. And then I pulled it up here and took these 3 plugs off. And here is the manual pressure gauge, and I got it run all the way up to here so you can see the gauge while you're setting in the car. And let's move over to service information, and I'll try to screen record this so it's a little clearer. And this is how you do a line pressure check. Line pressure check. And this is the port we were just talking about that I just showed you. You connect the gauge up to that. I'm using a OTC line pressure gauge. I'll show you that in just a second. And it says there's a warning, keep the brakes applied at all times. Install scan tool. I do have it hooked up. Start engine. Inspect transmission fluid condition. Well, we've already did that, so we're all the way down to here. Inspect manual linkage. I didn't really look at that, but I'm sure it's all right. It's shift. You can put it in gear fine. Remove line pressure test hole plug. They're talking about this plug here. Install the pressure gauge. Now we have to access, basically with the scan tool, access the output controls for the line PC solenoid. So I got the scan tool hooked up, and we're going to go over to the car and do that next. And we start the engine. You can only change the line pressure on the PC solenoid in park and neutral. So when you're in drive, you won't be able to change it. So what I mean by change it is they want you to use the scan tool to increase line pressure approximately increments of 15 psi. Allow the pressure to stabilize. Compare the pressure on the scan tool, and then so we compare the pressures to this chart. So this chart here, line pressure command 200. It should be from 84 to 114 psi. So these are the increments. So let's move over to the car and do this test. This is the tool I'm using. It is the OTC engine oil pressure kit. The other gauge is on the car. It comes with a lot of fittings. This thing works great for oil pressure testing. So let's move over to the car. Okay, I'm setting in the car. I have the chart here. I have my scan tool pulled up, and right there is the gauge. So I have everything I need to do this test. On the scan tool, it wanted me to go to line pressure solenoid. Let's select that. There, that will be easier to see. So it basically wants us to start it up. There went my gauge. This is the line pressure control valve command. It's 100. So let's increase it to 200. I wish I could pull this all the way up to here where we can actually see it while I increase it, so you can get both on the screen. Maybe you can see that, or you can see this manual pressure gauge and this. So if this goes to 200, this should go to at least 84 psi. So let's increase it. So 200, and we are at over 90 psi. Okay, it says to let it stabilize in service information, so we'll sit here and watch it for just a second. Okay, that seems good. Now let's go to 300. So 300 should be at least 122. So let's increase. I'm increasing here. I went to 300, and yes, we have good line pressure at 300. All right, so let's go on to 400. Yes, and it kicked up to 180. Let's go to 500. It should be between 200 and 230. So increase. It's fluctuating quite a bit. Don't know if that's normal. I'm not going to think about that too much, but it does look like it's getting up to 200. So let's do the next one, 600. 600, and we should be at 237 to 267. And it's really going crazy. And then I'll increase again to 700, and that's the max, and that's 275 to 300, and the pressure is not steady enough. I don't know what to think of that right now. I mean, at this point, what are you supposed to do? There's no reverse at all in this. The fluid looks bad. You know, I don't think a fluid change is going to fix this. I'll talk to the customer and see, but I'm pretty much going to recommend another transmission. So I'm going to probably just end this video right here, and I hope you guys learned something. I know I did. I love doing this. At least, you know, I can tell the customer all of my findings, and we can make an informative decision from there. And I'll see what he wants to do, if he wants to do the fluid change or if he wants to put another transmission in it. And this transmission does not have a pan on it, an oil pan for the transmission, so you can't inspect. I like to get in there and look a little more. I usually do that, but that ain't the way this one's made. It's a split case design. So yeah, anyway, thanks you returning people that's been watching my videos. I see you on my analytics, and I really appreciate you returning, and there'll be more to come, and hopefully we can just learn how to fix these complicated cars together. Alright guys, it's been a couple weeks now since I've shot this video, so I just want to give you an update. The customer is not going to fix this car. It's been sitting here at my shop now for 2 weeks, so I'm going to go ahead and put the video out. I don't know what they're going to do, but you know, you have to figure out exactly what's going on with the transmission. And in this video, early on, you could tell that there was something going on with the fluid pressures to the reverse. It was not getting the right pressures according to the fluid pressure sensors inside the TCM. Now this one has an integrated TCM. It's all built in inside the control unit, inside the transmission. Yeah, you can probably take it out and put one in, a new control unit, and it may fix it. But with the way the fluid looked and all that adding up and the miles on it, I wouldn't chance that. I would just get a low mileage used one. One with probably under 100,000 would most definitely be what I would recommend. That way it'll be fixed and you can just drive it for 5 more years and not have to worry about it, because they probably won't change the fluid anyway ever again. From my experience, you tell them to change it and they don't change it. So anyway, I appreciate you all watching, and please like, subscribe, check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Bye.